Hi, happy Feelings Friday. So I'm talking a little bit about our Feelings Friday this week in transformation. This week we've been really focused on this popular book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle, right? Talking about all of the transformation that the caterpillar goes through. And I often think about the fact like, is this would be what a real caterpillar experiences? I don't know. And it's definitely different than the changes we go through, right? To become older, bigger, and grow. In a way, we do kind of learn how to fly, so to speak, right? Eventually. We start out crawling, kind of like a caterpillar. Some of us didn't crawl at all, probably. Then we started walking and moving our bodies in different ways. And then maybe we could dance a little more, right? Maybe we could move our bodies because we were more secure on our feet. There's lots of different ways we move, right? And then eventually we can do more and more things, and it sort of feels so natural, right? Kind of like when a butterfly flies. It's a very natural, easy thing for a butterfly because they're meant to fly. So what I want to talk about today, and it's in your calendar, and I'm sure you saw, is think about what you can do now and what you can do later. So now and later. Now and later. So I'm going to write this down actually on a white piece of paper. I started writing it on a Post-it and I thought, no, you know what? And you can think of how you want your paper. If you have plain white paper at home, maybe it's lined paper and that's okay too. See, I started writing it on this lined Post-it, thinking about what I am now and later, right? But white paper is great too. And what I like is you can choose to write this way, or you can write this way across, right? So I'm going to write it this way because I like all my papers this way. And I'm going to make a side, I'm going to go all the way to the left and write now. And I'm going to go all the way to the right and write later. And I'm going to fold my paper. I apologize for my very busy desk. It's always a work in progress, so you can't really see what I'm doing here. Folding the paper. I'm trying to make a good crease here, trying to match up the sides. Maybe someone could help you with that. It's often a tricky thing to do. And then you'll have if you don't want to fold it, and you can fold it to make the line down the middle, to have one side say now, one side say later, or you could just draw a line down the middle of the paper, and it could be a squiggly line too, as long as it's down the center, right? So think about what are some things you can do now. Now the book posted for today may help you. It's all about a little boy's schedule and what he does in his day. And he might be a little bit older than you guys, but even though his age, think about things he's doing. Maybe you do some of those things. Maybe you don't yet. Maybe you don't at all. Maybe you do something different, or maybe you will do something different. So let's focus on the now part. N-O-W, now. What can we do now? What are some things you can do now? Can you brush your teeth? That's one of the things the boy does in his book. Can you wake up in the morning? Let's start at the beginning. Can you wake up in the morning on your own? Or does someone still help you wake up? Yeah, think about it. Do you put on your clothes? Do you pick out your own clothes? Do you put out your own clothes the night before? What are some things you do and that you can do? What can you do, right? And you might reflect back to when we were talking about babies, thinking about the things you couldn't do and the things you do now. So just focus on the now. What are you doing now? And let's jump ahead to the future and think about what you're going to do later. For example, Many of you are going to jump into summer, and summer might have some new exciting opportunities for you. Maybe you're going to camp. Maybe you're hanging out at home. Maybe you're going on a fun vacation. What are some things that might happen this summer that you'll be able to do that maybe you weren't doing before or that you couldn't do before? Maybe you're a more confident swimmer. Maybe it's your first time going in the water. Maybe this time you can do a cartwheel. I don't know. I want to know more about what you can do and what you want to do later. Maybe you can't do a cartwheel now, but maybe that's something you're thinking, oh, no, Miss Jessica, I'm going to do a cartwheel later. That's something I want to learn how to do. Write it down. If you can't write it, draw it. So now, and do not use a pen. I'm using a pen because it's what I have with me, but don't use a pen. Use a colored pencil, a crayon, a marker, anything you want, okay? I just think those are better for your hands. Later, you can write with a pen. That's something you will do later. So, and for me, it's later. So now, let's see. Let's think of something I could do now when I was your age. I could, I'm going to say I could jump and dance. I could also brush my teeth. And maybe later I want to do cartwheels, and I could draw a little picture of myself, maybe upside down, show myself doing a cartwheel. That might be something that I want to do later. Okay, so write some things, make a list together. You can draw some things, and they could be daily tasks, like in that story that's there, or it could just be, things that you do really well now, or that you can do now, and then something you want to do later. It could be anything. Maybe you want to read books, like read the words in books. Maybe you want to, and that could be a later thing. Maybe you want to, things you do now, you meet with all your friends in your pod. Maybe later you'll make new friends and more friends, right, at school. Now you might have cereal every day for breakfast, right? It might be something you do, not something a physical task that you can do. It might be something that happens. But later you might try eating eggs for breakfast more often. It depends on whatever you want to focus on for this. So let me know how it goes. I hope it's a fun activity, and I hope you enjoy the book too. It's a really simple book, but it's a lot about routine, and I think it'll help you focus on what your routine is and maybe some new things you want to add to it, or just different things you want to try and do. Have fun today, and I hope it's an enjoyable activity for you. And again, happy Friday.